You gotta throw a candy in there. The tears are already flowing. I love this. Love building an empire on tears. Mm-hmm. Noah says, I've been gone. Oh, I gotta make sure I'm recording. Okay. Noah says, I've been gone, but she still sees me. I think that's a huge part of it. Hold on. Wow. The fact that the situations were both so night and day. Here's something I get. This person's very, like, explains something to me. It reminds me of my 8-year-old, and they could just tell me something, but they don't. They gotta, like, tell me the philosophies of how life doesn't work and then get it out. You know what I'm saying? And this person is, like, such a talker, and I love it. Love, 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 love. Talk to me all day, baby, okay? And so... she's like, he goes, smells all of it. And at the beginning, she kept forgetting I was gone. So there's like, you like wake up in the morning and you have to like remind yourself, like you forget that they're gone. What he was explaining to me, these stories are like this situation. Imagine like, okay, let's call it a vase. I see a vase on the edge of a counter. Imagine like the vase being swept off by the kitty on the counter, right? So the kitty sweeps off the vase and I catch it. Oh God, I got the vase. And I put it back up exactly where I had it and I walk away and it smashes because I put it right back into the same spot. So it almost seems like a correction of the situation, like, okay, everything's fine. And then it goes right back to not being fine anymore. And Jenna says, yes. And I'm like, I think this is wild because it's so night and day. So whatever this is, it's almost like we caught it. This should be good. And then, thump. It's like, what did we interrupt something that was inevitable? I've not slept in days. And wait, how long has this person been gone? And what are the chances that Sunshine was just asking me, she's like, Kato, you did not sleep last night, did you? I'm like, I've been oversleeping. And what are the chances that this person's like, I have not slept in days? And then that this person's only been gone 3 weeks. And what are the chances? During the last Noah, it was this last Halloween. Who is this? Oh, please don't tell me it's a baby. Who is it? And of course you forget that he's gone if you just wake up and then he's not there anymore. Your baby! What happened? It's a situation, you picked it up and it's fine, then it just happens all over again. It's kind of out of your control. You know, you're not going to blame yourself. She already does, Kato. What are the chances I started? How old? Because I was like, he's explaining this to me like an 8-year-old and he's never going to get to the point. My kid's 9, but still, you know. I've been gone, but she still sees me. He was 20? Good. He still can't get to the fucking point like a 9-year-old, so that's pretty impressive. Anyways, so, what ended up happening, Mama? Because he tells me a couple things. You still forget that he's gone. And I think that's really indicative of, I don't think it's ever going to stop feeling like that, to be honest. You still smell him random pockets of whatever his cologne was. I honestly think that's positive. So I asked him, he passed before he made it to the hospital. They lost his pulse in the EMS. Okay, what was I about to say? Hold on. So I asked him a unique question. Oh, yeah, I'm still going. I asked him a unique question. I was like, well, do we have your ashes? And then I feel uncomfortable. Like, how could you want that? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course you want it, but how could you imagine the process? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, there's still this. He was buried next to my mom. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. And we didn't cremate him, and we buried him next to his mom. We buried him next to your mom. So I'm just seeing random things. I think you're just so earthy connected. I think you would. It's not about who this. Your life has never been about how you handle the loss. How you handle the loss, just like any other human, measures you. Okay, any loss, any way you handle yourself, all put together, is a measurement of who you are and your resilience and strength, lack thereof, or plentifulness like you have. Okay, I know. I used his favorite color pink in his casket and flowers. Okay. And so I am just seeing this because I was like, I don't know why I'm seeing it like this, but I'm seeing it like this. I feel like there is two things. One, you can go up to a headstone with a crayon and you can go like this over it and it'll show you the headstone. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing. He also shows me a very natural thing, which is where you take a little jar or a cute little jar, or you fill it up with a little bit of dirt from wherever he's buried. Okay, another thing, you get 2 chunks of angelite. Okay, angelite crystals. They are light blue, very pretty. Okay, and when you get the 2 pieces, you're like, aren't these just the greatest pair ever? And then you bury his maybe like 2 inches under the surface where you go and visit him. And then you keep the other one close to you. And it's like tin cans for your intuition. So that is my recommendation to you. I think your life is not about how many losses can you take, right? That's what it feels like. F that, you lose a kid, no thanks, okay? It's not about, let's see how resilient you are, because how you handle the loss and the measure of your character is great. Now, I want you to have instead of living a life where you have to be of service to somebody to get their love back in return, I would love for you to take a spiritual aspect. I want you to be a little weirdo and go put a piece of angel light at his grave and keep a piece of angel light and get a piece of his headstone and have that. And you have a piece of his hair, which he loves. You can put a piece of his hair, a strand of his hair, 2 little bits of his hair. You can have a little jar empty necklace where you can keep pieces of his hair in it, make a necklace out of it. Here's the thing. When people leave this world, we cling to talismans, representations of them. Some people keep cars, some people keep, ashes, some people keep everything, okay? These talismans truly are a way to keep their energy alive. It doesn't have to be something you have, which I think you have a lot. I think you have clothes. I think you have everything just as it was, to be very honest with you. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of switching gears. Do not blame yourself. Why did he... I do. We have his cats, too. You have everything. Oh, my gosh. You've been seeing ladybugs when you go and see him? You have his last heartbeat? How? How did he end up passing? Because we know it was Halloween... And he passed before you made it to the hospital. Okay, here's my sign symbol right here on the edge here. We didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Declined too quickly. Didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Oh, we stabilized him, but then it ended up crashing and we couldn't get there in time. So that seems very normal because it looks like it's not about how you handle the loss. It's about how you handle all your spare time. You can still devote your energy to multiple force trauma. He passed in the EMS. They couldn't bring him back. Multiple force trauma. And I ask him about that, and he shows me sunshine, so he doesn't see it coming. Do we think that there's someone involved? I'm asking him at the same time I'm asking you. Okay, there was an accident. Okay. Blunt force trauma from the accident. Okay, because I'm seeing this, I'm seeing sunshine, I'm seeing we don't expect anything to be wrong, and then the only other hint he gave me is like absolutely out of nowhere, it like hits you upside the back of the head. So this must have been a car accident. He was riding a moped. So either he was riding it like a standard motorcycle and abiding by all the rules, but he kind of makes me feel like this may not have been what happened. But like, okay, he's a guy who can also fix the moped. And he goes too fast, blows the engine, gives him something to do, you know? So that could be ride on the sidewalk a little, ride on the road a little bit. And some guys that just know how to work on stuff, sometimes they don't have blinkers. Sometimes they don't have the proper lights. I just feel like it was very... He's like, not too far from home. And I was like, okay. So it just seems like, I know I've been on this reading forever, but I love talking to this person. And he makes me feel like... we just don't look. Yeah, he was, hold on. Okay. Yes, he was going down the highway and hit at 55 miles an hour. He was headed home to feed his cat. He goes, I'm really not that far away from home. He talks about the things you have in honor of his memory, and those are his cats that he was on his way home to feed. Please take your time. Mama needs this. I know she does. Dang. So I asked him, I was like, did we find out who did it? It's either he goes, so I heard, nope. But then I see people stopped everywhere. Nothing they're going to get in trouble from. I feel like it was probably like a girl driving. He wasn't. He was close. He was headed home to feed his cat. It was an old man. He probably didn't get in trouble at all. Yeah, what are you going to do? So let's say the old man's like, oh, his brakes didn't work. I don't know if that's true or if charges have been filed against him. How old is he? Oh, yeah, it's only 3 weeks out. How old is he? This man didn't get arrested or anything, right? He's at home right now. Ooh. What did the police report say? He's out on bail. He didn't see him. He only stopped to see what he hit. Might get some charges, but he's not going to jail for it. He might get probation, but where's he going to go? Nowhere. I don't think he'll be put into... I think it would be maximum fines. And I think that it would come from his insurance company. Do you have his car insurance company? I think the car insurance company would pay the fines for it. Hold on, Claudia Living. Yes, my lawyer does. Your lawyer does what? Gonna sue, So, I don't think the 71-year-old man goes to jail. And this has not happened. This is just my seeings of it, okay? It's either going to happen like this or it's not going to happen like this. I don't think the 71-year-old man goes to jail for life. I think he has to pay a couple of fines. Maybe he gets probation. I don't really think it affects him a whole lot other than he feels like shit. And then I think you could probably get a good sum of money from the insurance company. Yes, my lawyer does have the man insurance info. I think that you raise a big enough stink and the insurance company will probably just pay out to keep it quiet. He doesn't feel bad at all. Then I would go all in and be your definition of ruthless and your definition of fight, from a broken mom standpoint, and I think that they will deal you out. The internet's going in and out, of course, because I'm not supposed to be talking about this.